And then this guy's going to come in and make all the difference.
Okay.
Despite his size.
Okay.
He's 5'10", 185. But he's going to come in and he's going to change the game.
Okay.
And that man is Tyreek Hill.
Okay, stop it.
No. Bro, what?
Okay, sir.
Okay, done.
We're back. Back with another episode.
Back in the building.
Another episode of this episode I want to call IST. And that doesn't mean Indian Standard Time. Also known as CPT.
I'm not gonna. No comment. No comment. Listen, you listen. The one thing you're not gonna do, you're not gonna try to trick the white guy into that.
I'm
shit.
not gonna get
I'm
you.
smarter than that. That's why I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. No, sir.
You've experienced it. You have been on the receiving end of this.
No comment.
No comment.
Of your time
of IST.
Man, listen. Indian Standard Time is a whole different
nother time. It's a whole nother time zone.
I mean, I don't know if you have your own like HST, like Hack Standard Time. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, well, it's a thing, and we're trying to get better. But IST in our sense stands for in-season tournament.
Yeah.
And in-season tournament just happened yesterday. The finals happened.
Just concluded.
And we had an opportunity to sit down and watch together. And also with the young ones, the young lads.
The young lads. We got to see LeBron be 1-0 in in-season tournaments. He's got more in-season tournament victories than Michael Jordan.
Oh, is that it? Is that it? Is that five
That's
now?
it.
Is that five?
It's 5. It's 5. He got 5 chips.
I mean,
he got a trophy.
A chip is a chip.
He got a trophy
and an MVP
and an MVP trophy.
So he's one ahead of all of them.
He getting trophies.
So as Mike said, right, 1 is more than 0.
1 is more than 0.
Is that?
I mean, I think that debate's over.
Does that hold true?
Debate's over.
And here they come. Here they come. I can already see them coming. Oh no, pitchforks and all.
The cavalry's out there in the distance on their way.
No, but for real, like seriously, like the in-season tournament concluded, and boy, was it an experience, man! It was a true experience. This shiny new toy that the NBA, put out there for us to consume, really came through.
It did,
in my opinion.
Delivered.
Right? In my opinion. What do you think?
Yes, I mean, I think it's interesting going back to kind of reflecting back on the episode that we recorded previously. About the in-season tournament, when we first were getting started, plug for new listeners to go back and check that out. Terribly wrong on some of our predictions.
Oh, well, we didn't know what trades were going to happen too.
The landmark changed a little bit, but nonetheless, I mean, I think overall, I think it delivered, number one. Mm-hmm. I think that the players' support was like a big part of it being delivered. I think for the most part, it was being championed by the players. But I do think that, from my opinion, I think first it started slow. Like it really started slow. It's like, what is this?
Right,
like
right.
The same initial apprehension I had, I kind of had in the first like couple tournament games because it was like, okay, is this a tournament game? Okay, the court is different.
Right.
It's interesting. I wasn't a fan of all the courts. I like the mix of the color and the wood grain personally. I think the Bucks had one that was fire, but I'm not a fan of like the full.
So you fear the deer now?
I do not fear the deer. No, it's caw all day.
All day.
All day.
All day.
But it to me, like the tournament play started a little bit slow and confusing, but then it definitely picked up.
Oh yeah.
It picked up, and when it got to the knockout and then to the
every
semis and
round.
Oh, it was like, we got playoff basketball
in November,
December.
Right.
Like we have
like 10
not just games that really truly matter, but we have like the actual like true like April, June level competition.
Right. That environment, that atmosphere. Yeah.
Whereas I don't know that we're amped up to the same level
Not yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And I think to me, one of the biggest, obviously there's things that they got to tweak. Mm-hmm. And to me, the biggest one is, I don't even know if it's a tweak or just like a paradigm shift from the idea of like just going out, like balls to the wall to score as many points as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. And so it's such a like paradigm shift for players who generally in regular games and everything else that you've been used to, the unwritten rules of basketball, like if you're up big and the clock's winding down, you just dribble it out.
Right.
And you let the clock expire, right? Or you get into your set late and just, whatever. But you're not like flying up the court.
Right.
Jacking up shots.
The closing seconds or minutes.
Right. Because you want to get more points.
Right.
And so that was happening. I think it was confusing at first for a lot of players that didn't know or understand the depth of the rules, that it is different.
Right.
They were like, I saw either it was they were like going, there were players going all out and putting up these crazy shots and then like the other players looking around like, what are you doing?
Right.
And they're like, no, this is what we're supposed to be doing.
There's certainly confusion.
And then there was others where they're just doing the normal, like, take my sweet time.
It out.
And their teammates are like the LeBron. Look what he shoot. So like that part probably needs to be ironed out a little bit. It is contradictory.
It is.
Those rules are contradictory to what we say, like respecting the game, right?
Sure, yeah.
So
because you're hardwired, right? It's almost you're hardwired,
right?
But now you have to rewire those hardwires,
but only in certain games.
Correct.
And then in the other games, you got to go back.
So you got to like have that switch on and off switch, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not players, but I could imagine that would be
it'd be confusing,
a little confusing.
Although what I'll say to that is RBA. RBA.
You just want them to adopt that style for every game.
I would love that.
Get rid of the unwritten rule.
I would love that because
not everybody's built for that.
Because listen, the game does the way I teach my kids, right? The team I'm coaching or any team I coach, it's not over. There's two ways that you stop. The first way is when the whistle blows. If you don't hear the whistle, you keep going. And two, when the clock says 0. That's it.
Yeah.
Those are only two reasons you stop.
Yeah, but like, you don't got to run down the court and hit a pull up 3, up 30 with 5 seconds left.
Oh no, you do. You absolutely do. And if the other team has a problem with that, then do something about it.
Well, in a lot of cases,
and that doesn't mean fist up. That means stop us from getting that 30-point lead and make this competitive.
In a lot of cases, they do get them to them.
Well, you know what? Then you got your emotions a little soft on that one.
But it is different, right?
Yeah,
it's a different mindset that you got to be in. Right. So that was interesting. Like that was one of my takeaways from it. But man, like, just looking at what we saw in those knockout games, and then to me, like, it was great that we got the veteran team with the best player in the league, arguably, versus then you got the complete opposite of you got this up and coming team,
right?
And if it weren't for this in-season tournament, how would have the Indiana Pacers, led by Tyrese Halliburton, been able to showcase themselves in the way that they did? Like that's a huge,
absolutely. Like
the focus is on the Lakers and them winning, but think about what just happened with Indiana.
Correct.
Like they just put the league on notice. Like absolutely. We here.
Correct.
We here.
So you know when they say, so first of all, let me say congratulations to the Lakers and congratulations to LeBron, right, for being the first ever.
Cosign,
right?
I cosign all that.
And you know the saying, right? Stars are made in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And a star was made in the playoffs. He put himself on notice. Now based on what we saw, I expect him to make the All-Star team.
Oh, no doubt.
Right? I expect
no doubt. No doubt.
Right? So just saying, putting it out
barring injury, like no doubt.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been.
But a star was made.
Yeah.
And
correct.
this star, I don't know if you watched some of the press interviews, like before the game.
Mm-hmm.
This star had 0 stars coming out of high school.
Yeah.
He said not 3 stars like most guys.
Like I got
0. Yep. This star had 0 stars coming out of high school. Like that tells you, like, kids, just keep going. Don't even, people who give you stars probably didn't have any themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't stop listening to the naysayers.
Yeah. So I loved that it took a program that small market team.
Yeah.
That's generally going to go on to come. I mean, Tyree's going to put up those numbers.
Right.
But if they didn't have the spotlight of that and then going through and beating the Bucks, like to make it to the Lakers and then giving the Lakers a hell of a competitive game. Oh, yeah. Right. I mean,
that was a good game.
It took an animalistic performance from AD because like he literally was like,
dude, I've never seen AD like that.
He was an animal. He was a beast.
He was. He
was a different monster, the same beast, like all of wrapped in one. Like crazy.
He was an animal.
But there was still like even the game itself kind of up through halftime. But then once midway through the third quarter, it started to ratchet up a little bit in intensity. And then that fourth quarter, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the very first All-Star game where they instituted the plus 24.
Yes.
And how competitive that fourth quarter was.
Yes.
Like that's how I felt. They were going hard every possession. Nobody was walking the ball up the court. They're pushing the ball, full court press.
It's the finals.
Full court press.
Yes.
I was like, yo, full court press in December.
But you know what?
Bro, no. Full court press in December.
You're right. Bro. But check this out though.
That's crazy.
But check this out. But the best part about that is that there's not 7 games. Yeah. This is game 7.
It's one and done.
This is game 7. You're playing right now.
One and done.
That's the beauty of
March Madness, which is why people love March Madness.
Exactly. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We got full court press in December.
You're right.
That might be a t-shirt. Full court press in December. Yeah. So like, I just got to give all the props. It was a massive success.
It was. It really was.
Massive success.
Minus some tweaks that need to happen. But still, overall, like A+.
One of the things that I love too, that I didn't even really conceptualize beforehand, was the idea that like the veterans, particularly like the Lakers, when like LeBron talking about this, and how number one, they wanted to win it for the players and the staff that don't make the millions and millies and millies and millies, right? Mm-hmm. Like I was looking at this, they got a couple of 2-way players that double their salary. Double their salary. Just for when it's one. And they were doing it for them. They're like, yeah, we want these young guys to get this money. We want them to get there. I mean, LeBron talked about it. He's like, they keep asking me, when am I gonna get my money? Right. Like, run us our money. But that was cool. Like that was
awesome, right? Think about it. Like if you just think about that concept from a team perspective, right? As a teammate, if my teammate did that for me, my veteran teammates helped me double my salary, 2 years worth of pay in 1 year, I'm gonna run through the wall for these guys. I want to help them get to the finals. Right. I'm gonna dive on that loose ball. I'm gonna go all out. Yeah. Right. And we saw that. I don't know if you remember, like when we were watching, there were a couple of plays where like the bench was so hyped. So hyped. And I was telling like my son, right? Because we're both of our kids that they're in basketball right now. That team camaraderie right there. You're on the bench and you're cheering just as loud and getting hype over any play that your team does well. That shows how close-knit that group is. Yep. That shows it right there. And that's what you want to aspire to even when you're on the bench. Yep. So much respect. That
was great. I loved how they showcased that, but then also too, I loved the comments from LeBron afterwards about how they were. So, and again, it just talked about how they embraced it so much for it to be successful, and how for them it was an opportunity to get the young guys playoff level or playoff like experience of how can you operate under pressure. So you look at like a guy who was on the court in the critical moments in the fourth quarter was Christie, Doug Christie's son, right? And he had a couple bad plays, but then how do you play through it, right?
Correct.
You're in this stressful moment because they might need him,
right,
in a key critical moment, in a game 6 closeout or a game 7 or whatever the case might be, right? So this was an opportunity to get them that kind of experience early on, right? Because guess what? Guess what, young bull? Guess what, young bull? In a couple months, we expect to be in the real thing.
Correct. And that's going to be a 7 or potentially game series.
It's going to be a grind.
We're going to need more of this game after game after game.
And every game is going to be different. Exactly. It's going to be changing strategies. Right. We're game planning against each other.
And you're not going to be in a neutral location.
Correct.
You're going to be in home courts of other teams, right?
Right. So, you're not going to be in Vegas chilling.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. You're gonna have a crowd that's not favorable to you.
Yep.
So there's a different dynamic. So let's get an early taste of that.
Yeah, I love that. From those aspects. I mean, I think it was massive success. And now the questions become, on the other side of it, how does this impact player legacies? Do these count as chips? Are they quasi chips? Like, what is it? Right? Are these going to start to count? Like we were joking in the intro about like, oh yeah, Bron's 1-0. He's got more in-season tournaments than Kobe, Mike, and Steph, KD, all of them combined.
Right. The great.
Right. I mean, but over time, is that going to become a thing of like, that's another accolade? Like, is it going to rise to the level of a serious accolade, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right now, no. Right now, we take it for granted. Right now, like, we take Bron for granted.
Yes.
We're taking this for granted.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what's happening. But when you're the first to do something, that's usually what happens. Yeah. But as this thing grows, right, as this toy gets shinier and brighter and gets more sponsors after it, and the money gets bigger and the pools it's going to grow. It's going to grow, and it's going to really become something like a serious event that we sit down to watch and really schedule our day around. Because right now it's more like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But then it's gonna be, in-season tournament. All right, boom, boom, boom. Did you order the pizza? Get the chips? Whatever it is, right? It's gonna become that at some point when we get to that point, when the money gets big enough, right? And this was just the appetizer. Wait till it becomes the meal. Let's wait.
Say it again. This is just the appetizer. No, I like that. I mean, I agree. I think it's coming, like you said. It's the sponsors. That's the key right there. Right. You always follow the money.
Exactly.
You always follow the money.
Listen, and one thing NBA knows how to do,
they can generate some money.
Correct. So when TV deals get bigger.
Oh yeah, streaming deals, everything, whatever it is.
Exactly.
Oh no, they'll definitely bring the money. So shout out to Bron for setting it off.
Absolutely.
Setting it off.
And probably like who better, right, for the NBA to do it than the king.
Well, maybe some people feel like it's rigged. Then was it rigged?
I mean, listen. What I will say about that, the NBA is an entertainment business, and they are entertaining.
Well, I mean,
however, that was a very competitive game. Well, I don't know how much you can really.
You could really like dive. It was a very competitive game, but you could dive into the conspiracy theory if you want, because you remember when Adam handed him the trophy he said how many awards can this guy win? He said it comes with everything but a franchise. And they were where? Where were they?
Las Vegas.
Vegas. Where does Bron want to have a franchise? In Vegas?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Hint.
I mean, listen. If you do this for the first tournament, when you retire, we might hit. I mean, I'm just throwing random things out there. I'm not going to say much about that. But I'm really just messing around. But no, I think it's great. I think it's gonna evolve over time. Listen, at the end of the day, Saturday night was set up so that one way or another, people that hate LeBron were going to have something to talk about. Right. Just by the fact that they got there. Right. In fact, and had they lost and not even gotten there.
Oh, they would have loved it.
It would have been the same thing. Like he couldn't even get to the.
Correct.
He
lost to the Pacers?
Not only can he not get to the chip, he can't get to the in-season tournament chip.
Right.
Okay, now he got there. Oh, he got there and lost? You lost to Tyrese who? right? Like that's what it would have been. You would have lost to the Pacers. Do we even know where Indiana is? Like those type of comments. You know how Twitter be, right? Oh, man, and then, but then now he wins, and it's like, oh, okay, now we can hate on.
Oh, this little cupcake ring, right? What do you call it? Whatever.
The narrative was gonna,
of course,
was gonna be wishy washy. Yeah. So it was set up to be, but you know what? After it's all said and done, I think he rose above it all and set the tone for the next.
Handle business.
Yeah,
that's what he does. And the beautiful part,
standing on business.
That's right. And the beautiful part about it was that, listen, one, we're raising our kids to teach them to appreciate greatness when they see it.
Yes.
And listen, this man right now is living greatness.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
We only got a few more left.
Correct. Appreciate it while it's here. Right. And the second thing, the question they asked us about his accolades, right? Is there an accolade this man has not won? And we started thinking about it. And they were going back and forth. And I was like, you know what? There is an accolade he hasn't won. There is an accolade. The slam dunk contest. That will always be a what if. That will always be a what if, though.
What if he came out and won it at age 39?
Okay,
now, bruh.
Stop it.
Stop it. He could come out and win it this year.
Stop.
He could come out and win it this year.
Stop it. All right.
He could come out and win it this year.
I want you to stop it. First, the conspiracy theory. Stop it.
Better check my drink over.
Yeah, I need to check your drink.
No, as another debate for another day. But no, I was happy. I loved it. I'm ready for next year.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking
ready for the Hawks to win it next year.
Oh, stop it. I'm really gonna need to check your drink, bro. Stop it. No, that was good though. You know, I want to talk to you about something though. Now, because of the in-season tournament, it sparked a thought, right? We have a lot of these basketball players who are really good at what they do. I was thinking, you know, what if the NFL did something similar to this? Or what if we took, because you always hear like about, you know, oh, this player can play in multiple sports and he'd be just as good at this and that, right? You always hear about this. And players always talking about themselves being, oh, yeah, I could have played this and that, whatever.
Look at the celebrity games.
Correct. However, let's tone that, right? So I was like, all right, why don't we do an episode on, let's do a potential NFL players who could have played in the NBA and perhaps even made it or played in one of these type of tournaments. Right, it's a one and done type of thing. It's not like you have to do multiple series and whatnot. Right, football games are just one. You don't play multiple. Super Bowl's one game. So similarly, why don't we build our draft, like do a draft version of our starting 5 and a 6-man of potential NFL players, and then just see, you know, where we ranked, what spot we put them at, and how our teams rank against each other. What do you think?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
This would be like our own little like NFL in-season tournament team.
Correct.
We're going to put them up against the Pacers first.
I don't know about that. I'm not going to disrespect the Pacers, though.
I don't know if they're going to be ready for Bron, but or AD.
Actually AD, correct.
Yeah.
At 42 and 20.
He's like 6'10". Ain't no NFL player ready for that.
That's true.
NFL got a little different height, you know.
True. So we got to
so temper expectations.
Correct.
So again, just because we always got to put this out there. Every time we do it
again. Let's do it again.
Like, these are our preferences based on players we like and players that we think have athleticism or skill sets that might transfer or have. Maybe they have played before. Who knows?
I will say that this is not like, oh, I went and scouted so-and-so player playing basketball. I don't know. Just I think that
I did.
This person, okay, so
yeah,
this person may be a good fit. I don't know what their basketball skill level is like, but I think they'd be a great fit based on what I've seen in football.
Oh no! When I went down to Atlanta, I was definitely scouting.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm sure you were.
I was
so you got the whole Falcons team in your starting 5? Okay.
But no.
So basically, I won then.
But no, like so again, there are some obvious ones. Like I didn't choose. There's some obvious ones that I just didn't choose because like everybody would choose that person.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So like I'm gonna throw one out there. Now I apologize if you just as an example. Like I didn't choose T.O.
Okay.
Because like I've seen T.O. Everybody see T.O. in a celebrity game.
Yeah.
Multiple times and he dunked and he was like Yeah, I know T.O. can play basketball.
True.
But like I want to go a little different route. So like I chose some slightly different players.
So I'm going to put a little disclaimer out there. That since you're the football aficionado, I may have gone a little more mainstream than you probably will.
So you got T.O.
No, I don't. Actually, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
So great. There we go.
I don't.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
Go ahead. So I guess you should start probably, right?
No, don't matter. You start by all means.
I don't know, man.
And so are we going? Do we both have to do the same position first?
Yes. Let's do position by position.
So we're going to go position like
correct.
By position.
Yes.
Hey, you go first.
All right. So for my point guard, man, and I was kind of going back and forth with this, but I'm going to go, I guess, since you anointed me somewhat of that type of, that team's fan, I guess I'll go with them. It's my homework choice. Any guess?
From the Giants?
Yeah. Or what? No, not now from the Giants, but was on the Giants.
Quarterback.
Not quarterback.
Not quarterback. Sorry. Point guard. See, I'm thinking, point guards are like the quarterback
They are. But no, he's not a quarterback.
Man.
No, Eli Manning was not on my list. I'm sorry.
Man, no, I don't even. This is interesting. So you threw me a curveball already that I wasn't ready for.
Yes, I got him.
Okay.
Odell Beckham.
Oh, ooh.
Odell Beckham.
At point.
Have you seen him ball? This man can ball.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I've seen some clips.
And he's a multi-sport athlete. He almost went to go play soccer professionally. He can hoop. And I've seen him hoop. He was yamming too. And he only 6, I think.
Okay.
So he's my point.
Odell, yeah. See, yeah. No, that's it. Okay.
So this is Giants Odell, that 3-finger, 1-hand catch Odell. Not this Odell that we see now.
I mean, he balled out today.
He does. But he doesn't get that same level of love that he was getting at that point.
He's still a beast. Yeah. He's still a beast.
So Odell's my point.
Okay. All right. So you clearly, based on how I was trying to guess, my mindset was thinking about your point guard is the quarterback of your team.
And I already know.
And so I need somebody who can run the offense, that's going to know where everybody's supposed to be on every play.
Sure.
But also in the course of action, just be able to ad lib and just make shit happen.
I already know you got
on the court. And there's clips of this dude out there.
See, I knew it.
Balling.
I knew it.
To the point where his GM had to come out and call his agent, and this became public. He had to call his agent and tell him he can no longer play in pickup games.
Wow.
But dude was like the clips there.
He's a hooper.
He's a hooper.
Yeah.
And that is one of arguably the best players in the NFL the last few years. Sir Patrick.
Correct.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
6'2", 225. 225, now that's a sturdy point guard right there.
Yeah, that's Magic Johnson.
That's a sturdy point guard. Right. He's a little bit shorter. 6'2", 225. Like normally you'd be like in the 6'2", like 185 range.
Right.
If you're gonna be like an undersized point guard. But 6'2", 225 is a little big. But when you talk about look the way he ad libs, can you imagine him?
Oh my God.
Because I saw the oop he tried to throw to Tyreek. And just Tyreek just missed it, but like the way he got through and through, I was like, oh, he could hoop.
And he's got handles. He has handles. I almost picked him. I was like, it almost seems like too obvious, like quarterback, point guard. But I see where it's a good pick. It's definitely a good pick.
Can I just say,
sure? When
I was on the quarterback train, I learned something new. So Nick Foles was a quarterback. He's bounced around the league, but most famously when Carson Wentz went down for the Eagles, he took over and then the Eagles won the chip, right? He's like 6'6", built, right? He actually got recruited by schools such as Georgetown, familiar to us, for basketball.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And the Eagles actually have a player, Connor Barwin, who played in college. Play basketball in college as well. He was like, oh yeah, he can hoop.
He's a hooper.
He can hoop.
Ooh.
But I didn't pick him. But I was just like, he was. Okay. It was an interesting little tidbit. I was like, I never knew, wouldn't have thought.
Never knew. I learned something new.
But he's like, yeah, he's a hooper.
Okay, that's a good pick. So I'm gonna for my shooting guard. Now I don't know if this guy can hoop, but based on what I've seen, I'm still willing to put him on my squad because he is a physical specimen to the point where his nickname was of artificial intelligence. Any
Megatron?
Guess? Correct.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Like that's almost automatic. And that's what I meant.
That was one of those mainstream that I was like,
yeah.
I like considered it for half a second. It's like I have a feeling he's gonna take Megatron, so I'm gonna just go a different.
So then I had my backup in case that wasn't, and that was actually. Let me hold off on that.
I kind of figured you wouldn't have Nick Foles, but like
no, right.
So no. I mean Megatron, his size, speed, and leaping ability.
Correct.
Man, but I will say, now one little celebrity game, I wasn't fully impressed.
Okay.
But that's a small sample size.
Sure.
And that's after retirement, whatever. Dude came to the NFL combine and without shoes, like borrowed some other shoes and just ran like a
insane
4.2. It was just fucking ridiculous. Yeah. So for my shooting guard, which I knew you wouldn't have.
Sure.
So that's fine.
Right.
I had no worries or concerns about this one. I am going to the A where I was scouting because I do have the current wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, Drake London.
Okay.
Who also played while he was at USC, played football. He also played on a basketball team for a little bit too.
Okay.
So he was a baller.
Very nice.
And there's actually, I wish I forget who it is. The name just flew out of my mind as I was saying it. But there's actually like a dunk contest. He was in against somebody else from the NBA. I'm about to look out. I'm so mad I can't find it. But like, yeah, I think it was coming out of high school. He was in a dunk contest against some other NBA player. They put on a little show. Oh, yeah. So like, so he's a hooper. Nice. He's 6'4", 215.
Very
it's
nice.
A little nice little solid shooting guard.
Would have no idea.
Yeah, Drake London. And oh man, today he made a catch. Remind me to show you after we're done recording. You'll understand.
Okay.
You'll understand.
I want to see this now.
Drake London.
Okay. So for my small forward, I went a little. I'm thinking it's untraditional. Maybe you can correct me on this. And I went based on, I've seen him play, and just based on I call him he would be my Charles Barkley version.
I know who it is.
You probably already know, right?
Yeah.
Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Myles Garrett will be my small forward. Just watching this man play, and nobody wants those problems. Nobody wants those problems when he's coming down the lane. Nobody. That's a business decision, and it's a pretty safe one you want to get out of the way of.
Yeah. I mean, I had him in a list of alternates. So I have his stats 6'4", 271.
And can jump.
And he can jump. His vert is
it's ridiculous.
We saw those dunks that he had in the celebrity game. Those were crazy. Those were crazy.
Yeah. Or he can be like the Zion, I guess, based on size and ability to jump.
Yeah. But he had a little handle. Yeah. So
that's why small forward doesn't need to have a lot of.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, my guy's gonna be a little bit bigger than your guy.
Sure.
He's got like 2 inches of height on him.
Okay. But
he's gonna be about 25 pounds lighter.
Okay.
So we'll have to see. It's gonna be strength versus size. But I'm staying down in the A.
It's an A team.
I'm staying down in the A town.
Okay.
Because we put together a basketball team. Okay. We didn't. You don't understand. Our GM didn't put together a football team. Put together a basketball team, which is crazy. You think in the red zone we'd just be throwing oops every play. I mean, but you're talking about a guy, Kyle Pitts, nicknamed the Unicorn, 6'6", 247. Like.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, the athleticism. He's nicknamed the Unicorn. He was a unicorn.
Right. So
6'6", 247, speed, agility, hands. Now I don't know if he can play ball or not. This is one of those ones
right.
There's not like an extensive history. He didn't play in college or anything like that. But
what's a safe bet? Or
I feel like you can put him in there and he'll be all right.
Right.
He'll be all right.
Okay.
And if anything, he'll just steal the ball away from Miles.
If you can get it. Because Miles can hoop.
Yeah.
All right. For my power forward, I went throwback. Right. And you probably already know there's a lot of mainstream throwback hoopers. And I was kind of going back and forth between these two, and they're both Hall of Famers. I'm sure you
are. They both retired?
They're both retired.
Okay, good. So we don't have the same.
No,
person.
we won't have the same. Remember, you're
Tony?
the aficionado.
Is it Tony?
Here. It is Tony. Tony Gonzalez.
So he was my alternate for Kyle. 6'5", 243.
Right. He's my power forward.
Yeah. See, back to the A.
And he was a hooper.
He was that dunk over the goalpost.
Yeah. So that's who I went with. A little throwback flavor.
A little throwback. Yeah. He was on that train of converted basketball players into tight ends.
Right.
That was happening for a long time.
Right.
I like it. Tony's
solid pick. I think he's solid.
Oh no, he's solid. But I mean, a 6'5" power forward.
I mean, listen, it's the NFL though.
Undersized. I'm going up a little bit.
Sure.
See, I stacked mine. So I had 6'2", 6'4", 6'6". Now I'm going 6'7".
Okay.
265. Also,
is it in the A again?
Oh no, this one hurt.
Oh, New Orleans. New Orleans.
Do you know who it is?
Oh, is it Cam?
No, Cam was Carolina.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know.
Cam was
not Newton. The Jordan.
Oh, Cam Jordan. Oh no. He's too like.
Okay, I have no idea.
No. I think you'll know when I say it. He's a throwback, but he's still active, and he's actually back in New Orleans this season. Just scored a touchdown too.
Even know. Jimmy Graham.
Oh, yes. I knew you were gonna know.
So Jimmy was my backup for my third backup. Actually, I had another one.
Jimmy played at University of Miami.
Yes,
he was when it was Tony and Antonio Gates and Julius Thomas from Jacksonville and Denver, like all these tight ends, and then he was like the next one that came in.
Okay,
still in the league.
That's crazy.
Back with the Saints. That's where
was it, like his 20th season?
He's up there. Oh. I don't think it's his 20 yet, but he's definitely up there. Wow. But yeah, so Jimmy Graham, 6'7", 265, played at the U.
Yeah.
Got some good experience. He's in at my power forward spot. So even if Miles gets around him, Jimmy's going to shut him down.
So I checked Jimmy as well, and Tony had much better numbers than Jimmy. So I think we'll go with Tony.
I mean, that was then,
So Center, I went throwback, like throw back. And I went throwback to the point where I figured it this way, right? If you are in every season of Madden Mobile as a player that, like a marquee player who they kind of rotate. For example, like I think Night Train Lane, he's in every season.
Mm-hmm.
This guy who I have is also in every season, and he's my center. 6'8", defensive end. You already know, or maybe have the same guy. Ed Too Tall Jones.
No. Oh, we don't have to say.
Yeah, Ed Too Tall Jones was a monster.
Yeah, too tall.
Monster.
Yeah.
And so that's who my center is. Like, and I'm not even worried about this guy was a sack machine for the Cowboys.
Yeah, but you know what? You should be worried.
Sure.
You should be worried because that was then. What do we always say about sports?
Oh, the athletes get better.
The athletes get better.
Absolutely.
So I got somebody in my center position that, okay, you got 6'8", whatever, 6'7". I'm still there.
Yeah.
I'm 1 inch. It's like
just
you
like
versus
2
me.
inches.
It's like you versus me. We got an inch difference.
It's like the 2 inches you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but one is less. So 6'7", 287. Defensive end as well. But athleticism off the charts in comparison.
Sure. He's a new player.
But also played in college.
Okay. And
didn't just play at no scrub school.
Okay.
He played at UNC.
Okay. Oh.
Chapel Hill.
Oh my God. It's I see him. I can't oh my God.
This one hurt too because he was in the NFC South. Carolina Panthers.
I see him. I just can't. The word's not. Oh my God. It's not tip my tongue. Go ahead.
Julius Peppers.
That's it.
That's what I thought you were going to go with. I was like,
I almost went with him too.
And what's crazy is I was looking at my list. It's like, I don't have a backup because I didn't think because my Tony was one of my backups. So I was like, I didn't think you were. I probably would have just shifted somebody else around. But
yeah, no, it worked out. It worked out.
It ended up working out. Yeah. Now Julius, bro, his athleticism, where he listen, whether you love the Panthers or you despise the Panthers, like the one thing you did was you respected Julius Peppers, and he struck fear.
He did.
Into everybody.
He did.
Because of his combination of his size, his speed, and athleticism.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
So
with him and Jimmy there in the paint, and then you got Kyle on the outside, you got the athleticism of Drake and the creativity of Patrick, I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good. We good.
6-man.
6-man. I'm a little worried about this one too, but go ahead. I'm a little bit worried about this one. I'll be honest with you.
A little worried about this one? All right. So I was going between two guys, right? These two guys they are
only go with your primary first.
I will. They're both almost, I think, equally athletic. They played multiple sports. and I think I might know where you're going, but I'm probably not going to go that way just to keep it, different.
I mean, you go where you want to go.
But the guy I'm going to put in there, I feel like he was one of those guys that you could put him in any sport, and he'll excel. It doesn't matter what sport it is. And both of these guys are like that. Mm-hmm. But I got to pick one of them. The one I'm going to pick is Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson, known as the greatest athlete to step foot on the planet. Wow. One of the greatest athletes to ever step foot on the planet.
Yeah.
And anytime you have a commercial that says Bo knows everything, that's the ultimate athlete. And the sheer power this man had was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. His power was nonsense. And the folklore that's out there about him, of just the crazy things he did, it was always like, Chuck Norris. It was like weird stories.
Yeah.
Bo has some of those type where he killed a pig with a stick, or like threw something crazy. Like he dunked.
The folklore is crazy.
Yeah, he dunked a stick at the age of like 10 or something like that. It was some crazy stuff like that. But either way, he's my 6th man. I mean, if anyone's coming in for anybody, like Bo can handle it.
So I'm gonna guess that your other pick, your second guy, was Dion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So based on that pick, I realized quickly who your other pick is.
Yeah, of course.
But that's not neither one of my picks.
Awesome.
So that worked out.
Awesome.
So because for me, you got to understand, okay? I was building my team methodically, right?
Sure.
I needed a combination of experience, size. Like there was a progression. Like I said, I need that point guard general.
Yeah, right.
Who can make plays out of nothing. Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
6'2". My shooting guard, 6'4". Dude can get up there. He can dunk. He can shoot. Great. Then I got a 6'6" power forward. I'm getting closer to the traditional. And then I got 2 powerhouses. 6'7", big body, can dunk, can post, rebound, to take up the paint, right? So with all of that, my 6th man, I don't need a repetition of any of that. Like, I wouldn't need a Julio or a T.O., you know what I mean? Like, I've already got a Megatron. I already got that.
Sure.
I've already got that mixture, right? So I went completely different. For my 6th man, I need somebody who can scrap.
Okay.
Who can scrap.
Oh, you need scrap. Interesting.
Who's going to come in and do the dirty work.
Okay.
Who's going to come in and fight for loose balls, dive on the floor, be a pest, a nuisance.
So like a Pat Bev.
But almost like a Tony Allen.
Got it. Okay.
A little bit of a Pat Bev, but like a different flair, right? Just like I need somebody to come in and just make the hustle plays, the effort plays. In order to do that, I need somebody who has athleticism that at this point, I'm just gonna say is almost immeasurable.
Okay.
Off the charts. Like you can't put a label on it.
Okay.
And then this guy's gonna come in and make all the difference.
Okay.
Despite his size.
Okay.
He's 5'10", 185. But he's gonna come in and he's gonna change the game.
Okay.
And that man is Tyreek Hill.
Okay, stop it.
No, bro, what?
Listen, he gonna get body checked just once.
No,
and that's it. That's the end of it.
No,
that's the end of it.
No, because he's not your normal 5'10".
He's not your normal 5'10".
So guys in the league who be 5'10" or 5'11" or 6 foot.
That's a huge mismatch.
It don't matter.
How big of a mismatch that on a post?
Don't matter.
It does matter.
Don't matter. And then he can also dunk too.
Absolutely matters.
And he can dunk. He can get up there and dunk too.
It's on a post.
He gonna be in there scrapping.
Myles Garrett.
He doesn't need to post. I already got the help defense.
Oh, bro!
I already got the help defense.
Sure, Tyreek Hill, great.
Oh, he gonna be in there scrapping, making plays.
Great.
He gonna be there, bro. You gonna have the entire Dolphins hive coming after you.
Listen, I love Tyreek Hill on the football field. All right,
bro. He can hoop.
I know he can hoop. I know he can hoop.
And not only that, but he's gonna
based on the players you spoke about and I spoke about,
he's gonna do the dirty work and make those plays. That's gonna give us extra possessions. That's gonna run the score up on you.
What, grab boards? What?
He gonna scrap for rebounds. He gonna scrap for steals. He gonna he gonna be a nuisance defensively.
Sure. Okay.
Like you don't think you could? I could put him on Calvin Johnson. He put up a fight.
Sure.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Bro, his athleticism alone, you can't.
I mean, if you believe in him, power to you, brother.
No, absolutely, absolutely. He's gonna be the X factor.
I'm not sold.
He's gonna be the X factor.
I'm not sold. But
no, you crazy.
But listen,
you crazy.
I would love to know what.
I want to know what's in your cup because you crazy.
I don't have a cup.
You crazy.
You're the one drinking.
Now you got that. Here's that bottle back there.
H2O.
Yeah, H2 something.
Listen, you said. No, I'm not even gonna get to it. But go ahead.
That's fine. That's my X factor.
So Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
All right, cool. We should now let's put the list out there, like left and right, and
we should.
Yeah, let's do that and see what they think.
Yeah, but we should have a vote.
We should have. Yeah, no, we should actually. That's a good idea. Let's have a vote on who has a better team. Although I mean, I don't know, man. That Tyreek one everything was great. I was loving your team,
man.
But that Tyreek one just threw it off for me.
No, you're correct. So the league had Muggsy Bogues.
Correct.
They had Earl Boykin.
Right.
Earl Boykin is considered amongst the NBA community as the strongest player to ever play.
Sure.
And he was also the smallest. You telling me Tyreek Hill can't get in there?
I'm sure he can get in there.
He's going to cause havoc. He's going to destroy our team.
Now you're really...
He's going to cause havoc.
Sure. Okay. Congratulations.
I can't believe
Power to you.
I cannot believe that you are disrespecting the goddamn good name of Tyreek Hill right now.
I'm not disrespecting his name. I'm just disrespecting the choice that you picked based on the everyone we got.
Tyreek, I got you.
Tyreek, listen, I'm a huge fan, but in this lineup as a six man, get out of here.
Blasphemy.
Get out of here.
Blasphemy.
All right. So, sir, that was our teams. I'm really not curious to see what these folks think about it. Because my God,
I'm here for it. Like I can't even. I'm getting choked up about it because I just don't see how you couldn't see the Tyreek Hill is going to be a nuisance to your team.
Sure. In whatever 2K game you're playing, sure.
The athleticism on my team alone, across the board, off the chain.
So hey, let's go. How about we go down and really quickly and do what our backups were for each position, unless they got picked.
Okay.
So my backup for point guard, I had Pat. So real quickly, I'll just do Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
As point. I've seen him play. He can hoop.
I looked up Justin. My backup for point was Kyler
Murray.
Okay. Undersized, but again,
right.
Quick, fast, make something out of nothing.
I thought you were gonna pick Russell, Prime Russ.
Nah,
he's more baseball.
He's too bulky. Yeah.
Okay. Shooting guard.
I didn't have backup because I knew you weren't gonna take Drake London.
Okay, I had Randy. Randy Moss. Small forward.
I had Tony as my backup.
Tony. Okay. Julio.
Yeah.
Power forward.
I didn't have one.
Okay.
Because I didn't think you were gonna take.
Right.
Because I knew I had Drake and Kyle, and I knew you weren't gonna take those two.
Makes sense.
So I knew if I had like two others, they would be my backups.
You know who else I thought about real quick for point guard was Lamar.
Yeah, he would have been
Lamar Jackson, right? Power forward, I had Antonio Gates, another.
Yeah.
And then and you already mentioned my 6 man. So center, I had no backup.
My 6 man, I also had Miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, center, I had no backup.
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
I didn't think you were going to take. Oh, so that was the other one. I didn't think you would take Julius Peppers.
I almost.
But then when you said defensive end, I was like, oh shit,
dude, I almost put him at my power forward. Almost put him there. So yeah,
it worked out.
It
definitely worked out.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was fun. This is
fun.
a little twist on the I guess IST slash. And now we should do a reverse version of this at some point.
Like an NBA.
Yeah. An NBA.
I like the crossover.
Yeah, and listen, what do they say? Like NBA players think they can play football players think they can play basketball.
And then they all think they can rap.
And they all think they can rap, and the rappers think they can do both, either or more basketball probably.
Yeah.
So let's do some crossovers and some other episodes. But
yes, sir.
This was fun. Let's continue the fun later on another episode.
Let's see what the people think.
Yes, sir. So remember to subscribe.
Think, but then also subscribe.
Think about subscribing. Do it,
but like actually do it. Don't just think about subscribing.
Right.
Like please subscribe.
Correct.
Especially if your name is Tyreek Hill.
Please, Tyreek Hill.
Please don't mind my boy's disrespect. I got you, bro.
Oh no, listen, Tyreek. Much love here.
Nah, you can't.
Just
you can't
not on this
lineup
it. Though. Nah.
Like, subscribe.
Tell your friends. Share. Follow. All that. And until then, we'll see you on the next episode. Think RBA.
Peace.